Your device is safe, but can you prove it clinically? Let's start with a situation that surprises many manufacturers entering Europe. A medical device is already working perfectly, tested internally, used in other markets, even approved under FDA or other regulations. Everything looks fine. Then EU MDR compliance begins. And suddenly, the notified body asks one question: where is your clinical evaluation under Article 61? And this is where many companies get stuck. Because the reaction is usually, we already tested the product. We already have safety data. We don't run clinical trials for this device. Do we really need a clinical evaluation report? The answer under EU MDR is very clear. Yes, Article 61 clinical evaluation is mandatory for almost all devices. And missing or weak clinical evaluation leads to CE marking delays, notified body rejection, additional clinical studies required, increased regulatory cost, market entry failure. Today, we will break everything down: what Article 61 actually means, why it is critical under EU MDR, step-by-step clinical evaluation process, clinical evidence requirements, timeline, cost breakdown, very important for ranking, required documents, common mistakes with real examples, how notified bodies evaluate CER, how to avoid delays, how OMC Medical supports clinical evaluation success. Let's begin. Part 1. What is Article 61 under EU MDR? Article 61 of EU MDR 2017/745 defines the requirement for clinical evaluation of medical devices. It means every medical device placed in Europe must demonstrate clinical safety, clinical performance, benefit-risk acceptability. Key principle of Article 61. You cannot rely only on engineering data. You must prove the device works in real clinical conditions. Why Article 61 exists? EU regulators introduced it to ensure stronger patient safety, evidence-based approval, reduced reliance on assumptions, better post-market monitoring. Pain point reality. Many manufacturers assume technical testing is enough. Under MDR, it is not enough. Part 2. Where Article 61 fits in CE marking. Clinical evaluation is not a one-time step. It is part of a life cycle process. MDR compliance flow. Step 1. Device classification. Step 2. Regulatory strategy. Step 3. Risk management. ISO 14971. Step 4. Clinical evaluation. Article 61. Step 5. Technical documentation integration. Step 6. Notified body review. Key insight. Clinical evaluation connects risk management, technical file, real-world performance. Part 3. Step-by-step Article 61 clinical evaluation process. Now let's break it down clearly. Step 1. Define intended purpose. Everything starts here. You must clearly define what the device does, who uses it, where it is used, clinical indication. Example problem: if intended use is vague, clinical evidence becomes invalid. Step 2. Identify clinical data sources. You must collect clinical investigations, scientific literature, post-market data, equivalent device data. Pain point: many companies rely only on old literature, competitor claims, non-relevant studies. Step 3. Literature search and review. A structured search must be performed. Includes database search strategy, inclusion-exclusion criteria, relevance assessment. Example: searching only 3 articles is insufficient. Notified body expects structured review. Step 4. Evaluate equivalence, if applicable. If claiming equivalence, you must prove similarity in technical characteristics, biological characteristics, clinical use. Common failure: companies claim equivalence without proof. Result: rejected CER. Step 5. Clinical data analysis. All data must be analyzed for safety, performance, limitations, bias, relevance. Step 6. Benefit-risk determination. You must justify benefits outweigh risks. Example: implant device. Risk: infection. Benefit: long-term mobility improvement. Step 7. Clinical evaluation report, CER writing. Final document includes device description, intended use, clinical data summary, analysis, conclusions. Step 8. Continuous update, post-market data. CER is not static. Must be updated using PMS data, complaint data, incident reports. Part 4. Documents required for Article 61 compliance. You must prepare clinical evaluation plan, literature search strategy, clinical datasets, risk management file, device technical file, PMS plan, equivalence justification if used, CER document. Part 5. Timeline for clinical evaluation. Timeline depends on complexity. Class I devices, 2 to 4 weeks. Class 2A devices, 1 to 3 months. Class 2B devices, 3 to 6 months. Class 3 devices, 6 to 12 plus months. Delays occur due to poor literature data, weak equivalence claims, missing clinical gaps, notified body questions. Part 6. Cost breakdown of clinical evaluation. This is critical for ranking and real-world budgeting. Basic CER, low-risk devices, 2,000 to 10,000 euro. Moderate complexity devices, 10,000 to 30,000 euro. High-risk devices, 30,000 to 100,000 plus. Clinical investigations, if required, 50,000 to 500,000 plus. Hidden costs, literature database access, expert consultation, NB clarification cycles, CER revisions, additional clinical studies. Part 7. Top 10 mistakes in Article 61 clinical evaluation. Mistake 1. Treating CER as a template document leads to rejection. Mistake 2. Weak literature search strategy, not scientifically valid. Mistake 3. Over-reliance on equivalence, often rejected under MDR. Mistake 4. Ignoring post-market data. CER becomes incomplete. Mistake 5. No clinical evaluation plan. No structured approach. Mistake 6. Inconsistent technical file. Mismatch with CER. Mistake 7. No benefit risk analysis. Major MDR violation. Mistake 8. Outdated clinical data, not acceptable under MDR. Mistake 9. Poor documentation traceability, notified body rejection risk. Mistake 10. No CER updates after product changes, non-compliance risk. Real example. A manufacturer submits CER based on 10-year-old literature. Notified body rejects submission. Requests updated clinical data. Approval delayed by 8 months. Part 8. How notified bodies review Article 61. They check scientific validity, data completeness, clinical relevance, methodology, risk-benefit justification. Key failure trigger. If CER cannot justify benefit-risk clearly, full review stops. Final takeaway. Article 61 is not just documentation. It is the clinical backbone of EU MDR compliance. Without it, no CE marking, no notified body approval, no EU market access. With it, strong regulatory approval pathway, faster CE marking, reduced compliance risk, stronger market credibility. Talk to OMC Medical. Need help with Article 61 clinical evaluation? OMC Medical supports clinical evaluation reports, CER, literature reviews, clinical evaluation plans, benefit risk analysis, MDR gap assessment, technical documentation support, notified body preparation, EU MDR compliance strategy. Talk to an OMC medical expert today. Request a clinical evaluation readiness review. Strengthen your clinical evidence, reduce delays, and achieve EU MDR compliance with confidence. OMC Medical, your partner for clinical and regulatory excellence in Europe.